Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to talk about Genesis 1, verse 24. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures after their kind, cattle, creeping things, and beasts of the earth after their kind." And it was so. With this verse, creation moves into its next unfolding. Land animals are brought into existence. In the Zohar's mystical view, this verse marks the descent of divine vitality into a more solid, grounded dimension of being. Life moves from fluid and ascending forms into the earthy, tangible, and stable realms. This progression mirrors a deeper spiritual movement, the divine plan becoming ever more manifest, ever more embodied. Here, the earth itself is commanded to bring forth, indicating that the divine energy is now buried within materiality, calling forth life from within matter itself. The first phrase, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures." This is an awakening, inner divine sparks. The Zohar highlights that previously waters were commanded to bring forth life on day 5. Now the earth, symbol of Malkuth, itself is commanded to create. This shift teaches the earth contains hidden divine sparks planted within it from the beginning. With this command, these sparks awaken, allowing living souls to emerge directly from material substance. Thus, the solid world is not dead or inert. It is pregnant with divine vitality, waiting to be revealed. 3 categories of land life. This is the spiritual symbolism. The Zohar pays close attention to the 3 groups named cattle, represents tame vitality, life that can be domesticated, guided, and connected to human service. Spiritually symbolizes simple piety, service, and steadfastness. Creeping things represents lowly, hidden movement, small life forms close to the ground. Mystically symbolizes hidden energies, instincts, and the subconscious base layers of creation. Beast of the earth represents wild vitality, raw, untamed force. Spiritually reflects unbridled passions, wild strength, and raw aspects of the soul that must be elevated and refined. Thus, all layers of the human soul and cosmic life are reflected, the tame, the hidden, and the wild. The next phrase is "after their kind." This is reinforcing spiritual integrity. Again, the phrase "after their kind" is repeated, emphasizing every living being has a unique spiritual essence. There is no randomness. Each being must remain true to its spiritual DNA. Confusion between kinds would disrupt divine order. Thus, boundaries are sacred. The Zohar teaches that the respecting the kind of every creation ensures harmonic diversity in the world, reflecting divine wisdom. The mystical process. This is lowering the divine into material density. The creation of land animals represents a deeper descent of divine light. now embedded in beings that are fully earthbound, a further densification of the supernal life force into the lowest realm. The Zohar stresses that this descent is not a degradation, but part of a sacred design to reveal the infinite within the finite. Animals embody different levels of Nefesh Hayah, which is the living soul, energies that can be uplifted by humanity through care, ethics, and spiritual awareness. So the human parallel of this verse is three aspects within the soul. The Zohar often reads the world externally as a mirror of the inner soul. Cattle, the discipline, tame aspects, our steady ethical instincts. Creeping things represents the subconscious urges and small yet critical drives. The wild beasts represents our raw passions, desires, and wild creativity. Part of human spiritual work is to integrate, elevate, and harmonize all these inner creatures under divine guidance. And the last phrase we have, and it was so. This is immediate manifestation. The phrase, and it was so, signals immediate alignment between divine command and creation's response. Earth fulfilled its hidden potential, releasing life from within matter. It reflects the ideal when the lower worlds perfectly respond to the upper will. This points to the spiritual goal, bringing our material lives into seamless harmony with divine purpose. Genesis 1 verse 24, in the mystical view of the Zohar, marks the emergence of soul-animated material life from the earth itself. God commands the earth to bring forth living creatures, cattle, creeping things, and wild beasts after its kind, each carrying a specific spiritual essence. The earth, symbolizing Malkuth, which is kingdom, now proves itself not dead, but alive with divine sparks, hidden potentials activated by divine word. Creation thus moves from airy and fluid life, such as birds and fish, into solid, grounded, tangible existence. The three classes of land creatures represent different forces within creation and within the human soul. Domesticated stability, which was represented by cattle, hidden instincts, represented by creeping things, and wild passions, represented by the beasts. Spiritual life requires recognizing, respecting, and elevating all three forces. The verse ends with, and it was so, indicating perfect, immediate manifestation. Matter and spirit cooperating without resistance. Ultimately, this passage teaches that the divine is not only found in the heights of heaven or the depths of the sea, but also in the solid, grounded world we walk upon. Even the dust of the earth hides the breath of life, waiting to be revealed and uplifted through conscious living. That's it for today. Thank you very much for your donation. Be blessed, everyone, and I will see you on the next episode.